All right, I'm here in Long Beach, California today at the Mercedes-Benz Classic Center. It's the second annual gathering of the Mercedes-Benz Club of America. I think it's hosted by the Orange County chapter, so it's just south of here. So I'm here with my car, and I'm going to take you on a tour. So let's go check it out. It's my first time being at the Mercedes-Benz Classic Center. Even though it's practically down the street from where I live, it is huge. It's this entire giant building here by the Long Beach airport in that vicinity. A very large warehouse. We'll go in and later and take a look at everything because they've got a lot of great cars in there. Parking's supposed to be split up between club members, non-club members, and those are both in the show area, and then there's a non-show area. I decided to show my car. You know, compared to what I've already seen here, it's nothing to write home about, but that's all right. We're here for everything else that's good and glorious in the Mercedes world. Right up front, we've got a lot of the old SLs up front. We have a Pagoda. Just past here, the most 300 SLs I've personally seen in person, but then I've not been to too many of these events. This gray one I was taking a look at earlier. Got the club booth there with some sponsors. It is a Cars and Coffee, so you can get that. Pair of red SLs. And then I was behind the Unimog on the right on my way in. And seeing that on the way in was, I was like, well, this is going to be a serious show. You know, I'd always heard about these in the early 2000s, late 90s, when I was in high school and college, and people fawning over these. I think this is my first time seeing these in person, and they really are impressive. I love the color, the fact that it has a badge on the back, Mercedes and AMG livery. And these things are massive, probably 1.5 times my height. Got all sorts of generations here. A lot of Sacco cars, which makes me happy since I've got a Bruno Sacco car. Not really a rhyme or reason for how people parked. They didn't really direct us where to park, and that's okay. So you've got a nice mix of different vehicles sitting together. I'm just doing a walk around tour for you right now. I'll point out a couple of specific cars and point out some interesting things I see. There's a number of R129s here, but I'm really pleased to see the incredible mix of different cars and models that we have here. A lot of engine swapped cars too, so there's a Toyota in there, Toyota engine in there. Might take a look at that a little bit later. There's a little teaser. Over here we had a pretty good group that I saw here. Love the color on this 129. This has the AMG body kit. The seats, of course, are pretty impressive. The 190E Evo 2. All right. I think what I'm liking about car shows nowadays, cars and coffee events like this, you have a mix of extremely stock looking vehicles like we're walking by now. Lightly modified, heavily modified. We've got cars in pristine condition, you know, shockingly pristine. And we also have cars more like mine that are clearly been driven. They're definitely driver's cars. They have patina to them. The patina is the you know, the polite word to say about somebody's car when it looks well used, and that's great. It's all about the enthusiasm for the cars and how you feel about your own car, seeing other people's cars. And it's nice to see, you know, every flavor is accepted. Just really nice. You know, if you haven't taken your car to a car show before and you're a little nervous about what may or may not be accepted, I'd say just don't even worry. All sorts here. And they park right next to each other too. Nice row of Sacco era cars. A diesel, which I got excited about. You'll see crowds forming around certain cars because they're a little more unique, more time put into them. An SLS. Wow. Right next to something that's many decades older, which I love. That's great. Speaking of patina, I mean, that's just cool. This car is loved and driven. I just walked through somebody's photo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Whoops. And some more cars over here. Love the parking, the old school parking sensors. Analog. It's interesting, you know, I did mention they didn't have a rhyme or reason for how people parked, but I do wonder if folks came in together as you know, small sections of the club. They all had similar cars maybe and drove in together. So it's kind of neat to see that they all park together.
Such good vibes. He's so cool.
You know, I got into, well, my father purchased a 300E W124 back in '87. And that's started my love of Mercedes, but I didn't really start getting into this until CDI. I didn't really start getting into this until you know, college. So early 2000s. You know, everyone's going to claim that their generation's the best, but I would say for car culture, back then, it was really fun. And this many years later, 25 years later, I'm seeing the cars that were modern, contemporary cars at that day. They are now, you know, in quotes, vintage. And seeing some of those cars here is, it's fun. Reminds me of, we are all aging, and so are these cars. And it's great to see people are taking care of them and driving them. I guess that's probably the most important part, is the driving. Let these guys go by. Hopefully there's spots for them. It is filling up now. Glad I got here when I did. So this is the tour of the lot as it is right now. This is about 15 minutes after the show supposedly started, but everybody was here early, I think. We'll end on my car. This is back where I started walking around.
I don't know how to detail it yet.
There I am. Okay. We'll take a look at some specific cars. We'll take a look at some individual cars. Shamelessly, I'll start with my own. I do have the new front bumper on. I did purchase a refurbished bumper that was already painted in the correct paint code. It was definitely the cheater's way of going about it. Cost a little bit more, but it was all ready to go and installed. So that's on there, and I'm feeling good about that. One of the few people who have their top down. It might be a mistake later because it's a little bit sprinkly today. So I might have to come back and put the top back up. But I'm here. Standard black Mercedes. Color is mattering more and more for me on cars because we just don't see it as much anymore. So here's a great example of an R107. This bluish green paint. Like I said earlier, there's all sorts of flavors of Enthusiasts. And this is a type I've seen before, and I think this is great. I mean, look, the original brochures with the options and color samples, that sort of thing. Maintenance items from Mercedes. I'm going for period correct, I guess. I first got into Mercedes-Benz seriously was when I was in college and just after college, and I rolled around with a bunch of guys who had cars like this, and at the time these were contemporary, modern Mercedes. You could buy these off the lot and then do what this person's done here. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually have seen this car 25 years ago, 20 years ago. This is a great example of what was going on back then, and it's amazing to see this here. It's like I'm in a time machine. So obviously this is a Kleeman modified car. The HRE wheels, the stickers in the back window. I mean, this is my youth right here. I'm a sucker for wagons, and I like this one because it has a lot of old stickers on it, some new. We've got some excellent patina on this one. It's a well-loved car. Seen this a number of times today. The badges on the front that indicate high mileage cars, which I've heard is the easiest to get those in America. I don't know why that's coming to mind, that it's harder to get outside of America for some reason, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of the 190E. I grew up with a 124 in my family, and so the 190E I mistakenly just thought, oh, cheaper, smaller, not as great, 4 cylinders, that sort of thing. But now, looking back, the proportions of these is perfect, and the size, it's tiny. It's so small compared to modern cars. It's smaller than a modern Civic. But proportionally, that's perfect. And so it doesn't look small, if that makes any sense. Two years ago, I was at the Bruno Sacco 90th birthday event, and sadly, of course, Bruno Sacco has passed away since then. But at that event, I think it was something like 9 or 12. I'll have to go back. 500Es showed up. I'm sure there's more than just this one here today, but I haven't seen as many 500Es here today. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a later one, so it's E500. This is after the naming change that went through. Get a look at the fender. Not a focus on one of these cars, but more just on the lineup that we have here. Prior to Bruno's Socko cars, I'm not exactly familiar with every single make and model that they, I'm sorry, not make, every model that they made. This one has an easy way for me to figure it out though, W111. Oh, okay. Beautiful color combo, color matched wheels. Stunning interior. I recognize this one from Instagram, so shout out to the owner. Always admired the color of this one. Got cloth and leather seats, color matched wheels. Amazing olive color. 300 TD. Roof rack. Color matched wheels.
Like all of the parts and stuff are in Europe, and there's no support for it, but he's
R129 in a gorgeous color. I don't know if you can see the interior, but the reflection, the glare, it's hard to see, but it's not the standard wood. G-Wagon in the United States especially has taken on, unfortunately, a lot of negative connotations with excess and, you know, celebrity culture. But when you strip it back down to what it's supposed to be and what it was, they really are amazing vehicles. This is a two-door. It's obviously not originally from the United States, possibly imported before Mercedes officially brought it to the United States, but never in the two-door. So it's a special one to have here in the United States. Also in a really nice green with cloth seats inside. I spoke about how the 190E is quite small. The G-Wagon is also quite small too. It looks big because it's tall, but when you really look at the footprint, I mean, it's very small. narrow but nimble and capable. It's a handsome car. I'll be honest, I've had my eye on G's lately. But you know, finding one that's relatively stock looking, it's almost impossible right now. They end up getting blinged out and accessorized, and to my eye, the standard stock G-Wagon is perfect.
It's also cool because for him, he basically
Throughout today, I keep talking to you about my youth. Seems to be a theme. This is the only 208 that I see here at the show so far.
the other one, I saw one the other day. I've seen it twice.
I think the 208 is a beautiful shape. I've loved these ever since I was young. I still love them. If I could get a 55 AMG someday, I would be pretty happy about that. I saw this one pull in, and it really caught my eye. And again, it's down to the shape. There's something about the rear half, or rear third of this car, right here, that I just love.
Maybe we always want Mercedes, you know, like especially. But I believe that my favorite part was
Rentec exhaust, just poking out. What I really like about this car is how it's not showy or shouty about the obvious care and investment this owner has put into it. But if you know, you know. Found another 208, this one now with the Brabus badge on the back. Brabus wheels. Love a 208. So I was mostly showing you guys stuff from the show lot, but there's also the Spectator lot where you just park and you're going to go in and check it out. But there's a lot of great stuff out here too. So I found this guy. I've talked about patina a little bit today, and this car definitely has some, and I love that it does. This is a car that's been used and loved, and since it's sitting here, obviously still works, which is fantastic. We need to see more of our old cars on the road. C43 next to it. I love this. The generations sitting next to each other. It's just great. The C43, another car from my youth, from high school, college times. A couple of these rolling around in the group that I used to hang out with back in the day. Like I said, Spectator lot has some gems in it too. Two-door 140 with a V12. Folding mirrors. I feel like this is the spiritual successor to the AMG SEC, or just the SEC in general. The pillarless design there. It's amazing. Go to here. This beautiful little baby blue color. One of the things I like about the SLs is the heritage and the how they've carried through a lot of the designs from the very early days all the way to at least the R129, possibly the 230 after it, but specifically this back there, the what's the town? It's the tonneau cover on mine on the R129, but that looks similar, and then the 107 after it looks like that, and then the 129, and I just love that that has carried through. Another pair of proper Gs. These ones, of course, heavily modified, but seemingly for off-road use and not for parading around on Rodeo Drive. And not garage princesses either. Clearly used, which we like to see. Lots of accessories on these guys. Red SL, Red SL, Red SL. I'm sensing a theme. And then right next door, a totally different generation of car. Got an SEC.
I didn't wear my ring because I don't wear it. I don't wear it. I don't wear it. It's not my thing. I got you. Nice. It took.
Strawberry red. Straight from the owner's mouth. This pulled up just now and everyone's gathering to take a look. Let's take a look inside. It might be a little loud and echoey, so I apologize for that. It's something I can control. But we'll take a look at what's going on in here.
I know. You did your seats, right? That's what
Hey, look. Corner light for an R129. Okay. So the cars and coffee's outside, and inside, this is where the truly special stuff is. It's a really amazing thing that Mercedes-Benz has committed to supporting all of their cars from their past 100+ years. Not every part may be easy to get, but they'll figure it out. And the fact that this Classic Center exists is
Either way.
pretty great. This is a good, wow. This is a good example of the variety of vehicles that they have here from the catalog. This facility is beautiful too. Look at that color. Wow. Stunning. Stunning. Let's take a look in the middle so I don't miss these guys. Three CLK DTMs. This is the finished shop. Can't go inside, obviously, but oh, you know, just the 300 SO sitting inside. Got a hood over there. Some other pieces. I'm impressed by the van too. So can't go in past this door, but I'll at least look in there with my video. The facility is vast. It's massive. You can see what's back there. Things that are not on display out here. Some 600 Pullmans back there. More original SLs. Customer cars, other assortment. It's amazing. Something sneaking back there. That's my youth right there, watching Formula One. Coulthard's car. I've never seen one up close before. It's somehow bigger than I thought it would be, but also smaller. That makes sense. It doesn't. I don't know. Now, of course, I just overlooked this, right? Sorry. Like I was saying before, you know what resonates with you in your youth sticks with you as an adult. God, I wish the modern cars came in colors like this. I know you can wrap your car, but there's just something about factory painted with those great colors. So I'll wrap it up by showing you some photos from the event too. So I obviously didn't get to show you everything, and you may have even been screaming at your screen saying, you know, why didn't you stop and cover that car? And I totally get it. There's so much more I probably could have done, but this video would have been a day long. You know, the really great thing about this show was, you know, the diversity of the amount of, like, the types of cars that were there from all the generations across Mercedes-Benz's entire history. You know, and also the diversity of people too, young and old, from local and from far away. You know, and speaking of local, I realize I'm extremely lucky to live near the Classic Center in Long Beach. My understanding is there's only 2 in the world, one in Germany and then one here in the United States, and it's just 10 miles down the road for me. So that was fantastic. Really amazing experience to be able to go there. They do this once a year. This is the 2nd year they did it, and I'm really excited to go back next year. I'm going to try to go to more Cars and Coffee events, other car shows this year, try to bring those to you in videos. It's a little bit different than my, videos where I sit and poke around with my car and dink around with that. It's nice to see some other cars. I'd say the other thing about this was how inspiring it was to see the level of attention that other folks are bringing to their cars, and what I probably should be or could be doing to mine. And it was inspiring. I got some ideas on what I could do with this car on your screen right now. I'm pretty happy with where it's at, but obviously it's a lifelong hobby that it can keep going. So thanks to the Orange County chapter of the Mercedes-Benz Club of America. This was a great event, and can't wait to go back. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. All right, take care. Bye.